This quilt was commissioned from my class at Wandsworth. It was commissioned by somebody who had actually taught in the class, and she commissioned it because her son had become engaged to a young woman who, and the engagement had taken place in Sweden. So they'd actually met in an apple orchard. So we were then told, could we come up with a quilt which had an apple as a design? So we got back to the mother who was commissioning this quilt, and we said to her, well, you know, what sort of colourways would you like? So she said, well, she wanted sort of apple colours, and it should be on a green background. So we did various designs for her, and we came up with this particular block, as you can see, and we then sent her swatches of fabric, and she chose the colourway. We thought, great, we've got the design, and I actually had somebody who could make it up, who loved to do the quilting. So all this work here, it's a pieced, so you've got a triangle and it's pieced onto the background, and then you join the block together. And the guy who made it eventually won a first prize in the Cursler competition. A really interesting chap. He just loved making this quilt. And so we delivered the quilt. It was a great success, except...
What happened next was that the engagement broke off. And this young man, well, his mother just could not get over the quilt. And she kept on wanting him to take it everywhere with him. Because, you know, she was like, well, what about the quilt? Oh, you're moving house, here's the quilt. And he got really upset about it. He was like, I do not want this quilt in my life. And so then she tried to sell it back to Fine Sell Work, and we weren't really up for that. And then this young man came to work for us, so wheels within wheels, and here we are exhibiting his, you know, rather kind of this quilt with this rather interesting.
He loves it.
He loves it really.
Yes.
But he has complicated feelings about it, and in a sense, you know, that's the world of needlework. Put your heart into the work, and it was a work of, you know, soulful meaning. But anyway, he does love it, and he's very funny about it now.
It was not that Fine Sale Work wouldn't have it back, because we did consider having it back and trying to resell it. But because it was such a sort of particular design, she thought, she had second thoughts on it, and she decided that she would keep it. And she sold it to this chap, who's now our volunteer coordinator. So how good is that?